So hello everyone. I just wanted to make a clear distinction between these two terms. Okay, one is a tag and one is the attribute. Okay, when you're coding or even when you're going through your first chapter, web designing, it is very important that you understand what a tag is and what an attribute is. Okay, so that there is no mixing up in the concepts. It will also be helpful when you are answering the objectives. So just pay attention, simple concepts. This is your basic HTML structure. Okay, by now all of you have to be aware of it. Okay, the HTML, head, title, body, when the tag is opening and when the tag is closing. Okay, now I'm taking this example of the ordered list. Okay, the ordered list, OL. Okay, the OL here is a tag. Okay, a tag is an entity. Okay, so with the OL tag, I'm able to define an ordered list. Okay, next comes the attributes. Okay, attributes are like the properties of the tag. Okay, it's like saying an entity and the property. I want to differentiate between the two. If I say Deepa is an entity, okay, Deepa is an entity, but the attributes, the properties, my height, my weight, the color, texture, okay, all these are properties that define the entity. So note the difference between the two. Okay, one is a tag and one is the attribute. So when I say OL tag, okay, it defines the ordered list, but depending upon these attributes, the entity changes. Okay, the whole look of the entity changes. Okay, how the ordered list is to be displayed, what numbers have to start with, whether it should be in a ascending order or a descending order, all these are specified by the attributes. Okay, now see here, the attribute type has the value 1. Okay, that time we get the list as 1 HTML and 2 list. Okay, this is the type of ordered list that will be displayed when I use the OL tag with attribute type and value as 1. Okay, now here if you see, OL tag, attribute is type, but the value is A. That means the list will start with alphabetical order A, B, C. Okay, similarly here, see the value as Roman letter, capital Roman letter, small Roman letter. Okay, so here your type attribute contains value determining the type of the list. Okay, suppose I don't give any value in type. Okay, I don't use the type value. That means the default ordered list will be of numbers 1, 2, 3. Okay, reversed attribute. Okay, so the tag is OL space followed by the attribute reversed. Okay, so when I put this reversed attribute, my list will be displayed in the descending order. Okay, Now I'm using a combination of type attribute and reversed attribute. Now make a note here. Type attribute has got a value A. Reversed attribute does not have a value. It just is. Okay, there is no value given for reversed. And this distinction, this differentiation you should make, because some of you are writing type equal to reversed. That is wrong. Okay, so make a clear distinction between what values can be held in type. Okay, make a clear distinction between what values can be held in type and how you have to use the reversed attribute. Now here I have used type equal to A and then I have used reversed. So what happens? It's in descending order depending on the list items. There are 3 list items given here. So all the 3 list items are going to come in this ordered list, but it will display in the reversed order C, B, A. Okay. So those were some of the basic distinctions that I wanted to make. Go through your web designing chapter 1. Okay. Get to know the tags and the attributes. Okay. Some attributes are taking some values and some attributes do not take any values. They are just defined as it is. Okay. Next, I wanted to discuss about one small topic in e-commerce, which is the EDI, Electronic Data Interchange. It is also specified after your generic trade cycle in the e-commerce chapter. So in EDI, if you see, I'm going to explain it with an example. Okay, let's say there is a school. Okay, we are going to call this school as ABC. Okay, this school gets some textbooks from a particular shop. Okay, and every year this school is going to get those textbooks from the shop. Now let's say this shop has got a computer system and this school also has a computer system. Okay, so between the school and the shop, already the negotiation, the price negotiation has happened. They have agreed upon the cost of the textbooks. Okay, so now what happens, whenever the school needs textbooks, they are only going to place the order. The negotiation has been done. They're going to place the order electronically. Okay, and the invoice and the payment will be given back to the school electronically. So all this, of course, delivery will happen physically, but order, purchase orders, invoice, payment, all this cycle, okay, is happening electronically without manual intervention between the school and the shop in my example. Okay, so since it is happening electronically, it is called electronic data interchange. Okay, so these are some of the lines that I have taken from your textbook. So this electronic exchange of business information is happening in a standardized format, not in any format that we like. There is a standardized format of using EDI. That's an important point. Okay, there is no manual intervention. Okay, the information is being sent electronically rather than on paper, because paper, it's going to raise the cost also and the time also. Okay, so EDI is one of those methods so that we save our time and we save on the price. Next, the most common documents that are used in by EDI, okay, used via EDI are purchase orders and invoices. So even if you see here, here is your orders, so the purchase orders and the invoices, the bills for those items that have been purchased. All these are going to be put into the electronically into the computer system. Okay, and it's a computer to computer interchange of strictly formatted documents. No manual intervention is needed. Of course, there will be a manual intervention needed during search or negotiate, okay, but otherwise just a click, and then this whole process of purchase orders and invoices and payment will be taken place electronically. Okay, this happens when bulk orders are needed and when business partners have already decided on the rules and procedures of how this process needs to be taken place. Okay, go through your textbook, you will also understand it better. Thank you.